What's up, everybody? Back again. What an exciting day today. We transitioned into the final stage of poly minting. Turn this down a little bit. So basically what happened today, today would have been the original end day for minting. But we wanted to make sure that people who had 90-day lockups from the start of Icosa could, in fact, participate in their in the minting. So today would have been when minting ended, but we figured out a way how to extend it. And so part of that means that we had to start the stake because we wanted the stake to be earning yield on the big burn days as a result of the auctions. And so we had to start the stake at this time. And we successfully did that. 139 billion hedron were staked by Poly. So that is part of the huge, that larger cohort. It's going to be one of the largest hedron stakes. And there, along that topic, there was actually a major shakeup in the dynamic of the bigger pays better bonus in Icosa. So that's what we'll be talking about today. Really exciting time. Let's see what's up in the chat. Goody says, let's go. Alex says, this should be interesting. Hopefully nothing too bad with the contract code. Yeah, spoiler alert, nothing too bad. It sucks. It really sucks, but it's all part of the game, And so we're just going to keep pushing forward. Nothing we can do. Except have a good attitude. So, and look for a solution. I've already been thinking about solutions to this issue. I'm coming up with ways that perhaps you can attach something that has the same effect as the bigger pays better in the Icosa staking system. Maybe there's some way to duct tape on a token or duct tape something on to reward to implement that reward that everyone thought was there, but then when you did the math, it basically, there's just a rounding error, basically a decimal shifting error, and that's what happens. Another historic day for the Maximus team. Congrats. Yeah, and so part of that was that team got paid today. It was awesome. Team got like $11,000 a hedron today. So if you're a team year one staker, you get to split that up. And that's pretty awesome. All in a week's work. So that's pretty cool. The team together earned a little bit of revenue today in a decentralized, entirely smart contract based way. That's a huge human innovation. It's incredible. Good to see you, Dipcatcher. Good to see you, 2Chance. Yo, what up? Frenchie made bully. Do you ever mix with Sharpay? If not, you should. I think all dogs deserve a little bit of Sharpay in them. Chance says it's contractor risk. We all know this stuff has the risk with code not working as intended. Yeah, I mean that it definitely happens. It's all part of the game. That sucks. So it sucks to think about how much we would have been earning, and we'll here. Why don't we pull up Twitter and then so here? Let me pull up Twitter and then we'll talk about the whole thing. What's going on? So let's just share this one. Let me share my screen. So here's what's going on. Basically, this is unfortunate news, but I've been made aware of a mathematical error in the Icosa contract. Before you read further, be aware this is not a security issue. Your coins are safe, your stakes are safe, your NFTs are safe. Everything will progress and move forward as expected, auctions and all. The error is in the yield bonus calculation for Icosa and Hedron stakers. The change was made to the Icosa contract before launch to handle the possibility of massive whales attempting to break yield for smaller stakers. Hey, it's actually kind of funny that it kind of what, you know, we are a large whale that is impacting small stakers. As I'm literally, there's so much going on, I literally made a whole bucket of popcorn. See, it says, get your popcorn. How come you can't see it? Popcorn. Isn't that cool? If you can see it. Anyways, change increased the decimal resolution of the staking pools from 100 to 1 times 10 to the 18. So it basically it needed to be divided by an extra 16 zeros. In turn, this has caused the yield bonus calculation to never actually pay out the bonus. The normal yield is still paid out, simply not the bonus. The amount of accumulated yield the app tells you is still accurate. This bonus was never included in that metric. The question is, what does this mean for stakers? The yield bonus metric was removed from the app. It appears someone burnt a large amount of Hedron today. This will boost yield for all stakers by roughly 25%. Perhaps this will be seen by some as a mitigation. Because basically the source address burned a bunch of Hedron. This boost applies to all stakers, Hedron, Icosa, and Watsa. Moving forward, bigger, longer stakes still perform better due to the share rate mechanism. Auctions will still happen. The burnt Hedron will still mean increased yield. HSIs sold with bonuses still get bonuses, and those bonuses copied to Watsa. The system will continue to move forward as intended. There are no plans to fork Icosa at this time. However, that is not to say it will never happen. I have no expectations, nor should anyone else. So yeah, that's basically what's up. So the bonus that we would have got right now, we're at about 0.12% of the total supply, and that will be growing with our HSIs. And also, you know, the Hedron supply can also grow, but can also be burned. So it's uncertain what it would have been, you know, over time as we collect our yield. But so that does impact the value of the yield from the Hedron stake, because as is the Hedron stake is not earning what would be maybe a 15% bonus if it all worked out. It's impossible to predict how it actually plays out, because it's based on the supply of Hedron, which is unknown. But you know, we had the chance for that bonus, which would have basically just increased I think the Icosa that we would be earning. So that sucks, you know, where we're not getting that extra 20% bonus. Luckily that means no one else is either. So kind of a wash there. And you know, so maybe what that means is that like the last wick up on the poly premium maybe, you know, misses its highs by a couple percent, like the highs it would have got had the market been pricing in that extra, you know, 15% of yield. So yeah, you know, it sucks, but good thing it was, you know, a fairly limited in scope issue. Like it's at least, you know, looking for solace in the situation, at least the bug is limited to something that was just like an extra add-on bonus. Like, you know, because the bonuses could have otherwise just all been zero anyways. Like that would have been a totally fine design of the whole system. So it's, you know, I wouldn't say it's critical, you know, but we shall persist, because immutable contracts mean immutable contracts. You can always kind of build around them, and you know, luckily, you know, in conversation with Alex, he's indicated to me that he plans to include poly as part of whatever, you know, I like, you know, he's definitely very I'm thankful that he's very receptive of the contributions that Maximus has made to the system. So I'll definitely be thinking of ways to come up with a good solution. But yeah, I mean, definitely no one should have any expectations about anything. We should just kind of take it as it is, and we're just gonna keep rocking. We are gladiators. That's right. Contract bug sucks, but sucks for all stakers, be it through poly or not. Alex seems genuinely upset about it. Oh yeah, I mean, literally, if that happened to me, I'd be crushed. It sucks. It's horrible, dude. It must be horrible. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I definitely appreciate that, and I'm glad. I wasn't able to listen into the whole Telegram conversation. I hope it's recorded. We've had such a dream run without bugs and unfortunate bugs. Nice mystery compensation burn. Yeah, and it's lucky that the bug is something that is limited in scope, and there's mechanisms that people that care the most about the health and state of the system can have to kind of counteract any potential issue, provided it's small in scope like this one is. Do you always label your food when you eat? Yeah, so I know what I'm eating. No, this is a unique popcorn bowl. How does this affect Watsa? I think the same. No, maybe not. Watsa is the part I know least about. Bang, bang, poly, it's game time. Keep moving forward. Yeah, we're just keep rocking. Nothing can phase us. Do you think he should have said something sooner? No, I mean, you say it when you're ready. And it's his choice, right? Like, it's all part of the game too. Like, and it's like no matter what you do, there's going to be that cause and effect, and it doesn't really matter, especially because it's not like there's nothing that could have been changed. It's not like and it's something that it's funny because I looked directly at that code a lot. Like I was considering bonuses in the structure, and because I saw that the minimum stake length, which is kind of rooted in the same thing, worked, I just kind of assumed that the bonuses worked, and all my testnet stakes were so small that they didn't get any. So it's like this one particular aspect of the bonus calculation, is the only thing that wasn't working, and reasonably I could have seen that, but it's like it was already deployed, and since it's deployed, what can you do? And so, kind of as far as I'm concerned, the bonus just was never there. Little pump fake action, and that's part of the game. Smash the like. That's right. What was the dollar value of the poly stake set off tonight? Well, 139 billion times. Here, let's pull up. Ether scan. 99,369. Transaction. Finalize minting. So this is pretty interesting. What we see here is that if you look closely, this address is one of the executors. So the executor actually, on behalf of everyone, ran this, and it looks like they had broadcast the transaction in a way where they were okay with paying a little bit of extra gas to make sure that this function just went through as soon as it was eligible to do. So this finalized minting function, which got included on a block 23 seconds after the day ticked over. So let's see block before. Let's see if we got in on the first block. Because what it looks like is that they were okay. So that is one block that could have been there. Yeah. So it got in on the second. It got the transaction through on the second block after it was eligible to. So it looks like the executor wanted that to happen quickly, which makes sense because like a mechanic with how the minting phase transitions into the last 2 days, it was ideal for this to get started immediately. And then, so here's the value of that stake: $424,000. Look at that. That's badass. And then this amount paid the team. So 1% paid to this contract called Thank you, team. Thank you, team. There's a bug in the contract. Team should have got 10%, but only got 1%. Oh my god. That's funny. I'm not gonna make that joke on Twitter. Oh, should I make that joke on Twitter? Should I make the joke that I found a bug? Team was supposed to get 10% of the hedron, but they only got 1%. Users can fix this by sending their poly to the team. Oh my god, that would be funny. Users can fix this by sending 1 hedron per. Oh my god. Okay, so what we're looking at here is a schedule. So these are the distributions. So when we look at schedule 1, it says 0 because we already paid out schedule 1. We ran, not we. Actually, no. Yeah. What? Yeah. Okay. So on my developer account here. Okay. So so the executor ran the finalized minting, but I ran the distribute function, which paid out team. So that was pretty cool. Anyone could have ran it. That was a public function. So now what we have to look forward to is in period 3, which is year 2, we have 1, 2, 3, something like 38 billion hedron to pay out to team stakers. So that's loaded up. Pretty awesome. And yeah, so big time. Xlogic. What team stake? No, I was joking that team deserves way more than 1%. Is what I was not joking. That's not even a joke. I was suggesting that team earns 10% of the pooled funds, yet it only gets 1%. And so I was joking that that's a bug. It's not a bug. It's just what I personally believe that teams should get paid more. We should start a union, pay team more. How would sooner have helped anyway? Yeah, nothing. It wouldn't have. So I'm not too worried. I mean, now it's like that was a big talking point for minting. So, which sucks for people that joined Poly because we were talking about that bonus. So maybe those people just wouldn't have participated, or people would have voted for a higher bidding rate, like a higher bidding budget, which they ended up being 88%. So it was trending up towards the end. Everything's pumping from the burn, is it? I haven't even looked at the prices. See the Hedron poly chart. Okay, so it's very close to the 1-to-1 rate. Oh wow, it's oscillated around 1 today. Maybe people that thought the minting phase was over. Unleash the beast, that's right. I'm liking the sunglass collection. Thank you, man. My poor pleb stakes love the fuck up bonus burn today. Yeah, I mean, it's all good. Wait, what? Total in the Sega system. Can you explain how his team players got that payout today after the stake started? Gratefully confused. Yeah, so the way it worked is that the 1% of the hedron that was minted into Poly was sent to this contract called Thank You Team. And so what Thank You Team is a contract that schedules the distribution of that hedron. So basically the way it works is that a third of that 1% is distributed to team stakers in year 1, meaning, and this was the transaction, it happened because it's currently year 1, so at any time during this year this was eligibly run, and so this Thank You Team contract simply transferred to OXB7C9, which is team contract. It simply transferred 3.8 billion hedron. And so because the team contract supports hedron income distribution by simply sending tokens to the team contract during any year, this is now claimable by team stakers who successfully serve all of year 1. So the people that started their team stake during mint and then serve until next October, they will be able to claim their cut of this. And so that first third of that distribution, or it turns out to be half of that distribution was sent today. And then the next one will be eligible to run in about a year. So, in a year. So that is that's how that works. So you got a little, if you stake team in year 1, you got a little bit, or if you have team and you're ready to stake for year 2, you can claim some of that by staking into next year. And then the mystery box got the other third of that 1%. And so far it looks like that has just stayed there, along with all the other tokens that mystery box has ever held. Mystery box has not made a transaction. So pretty interesting. Very interesting. What's up, Poly.maxi fam? Gotcha. Clickbait. Sooner, maybe we voted differently as far as Executor. Gas not so bad so far, floating between $2 and $3. What time zone and time does the minting end? As the day ticks over from Sunday to Monday UTC time. Team gets 100 of the Icosa bonus from the Icosa contract. Team, no. The only thing team gets after this is the 1% of the hex at the end. So there's basically, since Maxi didn't get paid by team, this is like that 15-year payment. You rooting for Israel Adesanya or Alex Pereira? Probably Alex Pereira. But I don't care too much. I was thinking of the funny video with Sean Strickland talking shit to Israel Adesanya. After the HSI bidding is done, what happens to remaining hedron? It gets bundled into the stake. So if no bids happen for 30 days, the bidding phase is over, and then people can run the stake leftover function. Which so far, at least I haven't detected yet. Maybe in the time that we got on the stream, it may be different, but it looks like the Executor has not done anything yet. Let's see. What we'll be looking for are bid. Okay, yeah, so they haven't put forth any bids yet. So that we will see what they do. But what they did do, which I saw, was pretty cool to see. Executor main. Looks like they sent themselves some gas. Then they ran the flush function from water. So they flushed 56 ETH from water into the Executor address. And then they sent 1 Ether to this other address called, if you look in the contract, this is called the Executor aux. So there are two in the contract. There are 2 Executor addresses. There's Executor main, which was the one that ran the flush function on water, and then the Executor aux. Executor aux appears to be the address that the Executor ran this finalized minting function on, and it looks like they had broadcast. I'm not exactly sure what this indicates. How like 5 times within the same block they'd published the same message, like got the same message. So it looks like they were doing some brute force transaction pushing techniques in there. As you see that they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 failed transactions, and so it doesn't look like they lost too much in gas. They lost, I mean, that is significant. Let's see, so their total gas costs so far have been 0.013 times what's ETH price, like 1,200. So they've spent about $15 in gas so far, and 12 of it was on the one that worked, and so they actually cost them very little gas to broadcast all these transactions that ended up failing. But they all failed simply because one of them had got through first, and so all these ones that were attempted on the next block, they all failed. So that's pretty interesting. That I wonder what that means. Error in transit. Let's see what the error was. Execution reverted. If there's anything in the yeah, so it looks like it just failed. So that's a good sign. That's actually, that shows that this works as exactly as intended. But maybe that is some clue. That is interesting how they broadcast it like that. And it seems if they were trying to get it in as soon as possible, then it appears as if they did because they got in on the second possible block from the day ticking over. And usually those blocks can fill up. Like that first UTC day tick over for other contracts that people have on scripts trying to get into that first block. That does make sense. So very interesting. So that's, so far you've seen what appears to be the water budget in action, with the executor running finalized minting on everyone's behalf and paying $12. So that's what we've seen the executor do. So no bids. They help push the system forward on the on that, which presumably is because that's what triggers the bidding phase to start. So the executor couldn't have placed any bids until that function was run, and so they ran it. But looks like they ran that and then haven't done anything else. So you can find these addresses and you can track them in the contract address, or by searching the poly.maximus contract on Etherscan and locating the contract read page, and then looking at executor main and executor aux. So that's pretty cool. Hope the executor slept for the past months to make up for what is no doubt coming. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they did. But also, I mean, look at, maybe that's a, you know, let's see, where were we at? We saw, you know, this oddly looks like it may be some type of bot. So at least the executor aux. So it appears as if the executor is revealing some information about itself from this footprint of its failed transactions that it was trying to brute force into a particular block. Interesting. What was that whole F up thing GoQ was complaining about earlier? That was just how the Icosa contract doesn't actually have whale bonuses. There was a error in the calculation for the whale bonuses. Basically, it was just off by 16 zeros. And so that drastically impacts the largest of Hedron stakers, which is Poly. So I think he was pretty upset about, just like we were really looking forward to delivering to Poly people that bigger pays better, but now that doesn't exist, and that was like a big factor in just the general planning and strategy. So I think, you know, we were both a little bit upset, but surprise. See, I love surprises. Like, it's like nothing can phase us, right? It's like, okay, we just keep moving. Easy. For some dip catcher eating popcorn ASMR for you guys. So that is very interesting. We keep moving like water. Be like water, my friend. Yeah, that's right. What's the ultimate cutoff date that the executor can't bid on any more HSIs? Let me show you kind of some nuance to like what the hard cutoff is. Let's go to poly.maximus. Okay, so Last stake start. Yep, okay. So there's a value called last stake start day, and it is 10 days after today. And in order for HSIs to enter Poly, they must have started before this deadline. So a HSI stake created as late as 9 days from now could be then recycled through Icosa, so that's 90 days, and then show up in liquidations, and the executor can bid on that. So that would be the last possible date, would be in about 100 days. But if there are HSIs that are recycled now, and those ones reappear in 90 days, then it can bid on those. So technically it could bid forever. The HSIs age out of being eligible to be bid on by Poly, and it's based on the start day of those hex stakes. So there's kind of that cutoff, but the important cutoff is that if for any period of time over 30 days that go by without the executor putting forth a bid, if 30 days go by of radio silence, then no more HSI bidding, and then it moves into managing the HSIs and then distributing and recompounding the hex or the hedron stake yield, and then just moving forward from there. So there's like a 30-day-ish cutoff, but if the executor is bidding at least once every 30 days, it's then driven by HSIs aging out based on that last stake start day. Hex also has a rounding error bug that's duct taped by keeping a total tally and costing more gas to the SODs. Yeah, that's what what's his name, Kyle, said in that stream. He's talking about like why they couldn't just keep like a running total value of like earnings per T share, and then you would subtract the start by the end. And he said it was because of something with like rounding that last decimal, and that like it would cause the error to propagate because it's like each additional day would be adding onto it. But I actually thought that that's like a totally fine solution, like something where over time the rounding causes it to taper out to some other value, or maybe approach zero, or approach a really small number. So I think that would have been tolerable to have it to where there was some type of decay in that daily payout per T share or something that accumulated with that, and being able to pass that gas saving to the user. But you don't know these things until after it already impacts it. So it's like sometimes pointless to rewrite history in your mind. Does Poly token reflect the price value once all bidding has ceased for the 30 days? I mean, it's already pricing in the value. It's like right around 1-to-1 with hedron. But then as each HSI is won and as the hedron stake earns yield, Poly will be pricing in all those factors and also discounting other factors as well. So the pricing of Poly happens very soon. I would enjoy hearing, he says, I would enjoy hearing Arch is ran if he learns that Icosa has a bug. Yeah, I mean, it happens. And at least it's not too serious. It's not like game over type of thing. Who wants some popcorn? I missed it. I didn't hear it. So we have 1.271 billion poly minted, and 1.131 billion poly budget, or Hedron budget, 57 ETH. It's incredible. Truly incredible. Is the Executor open to read? Yeah, you can read it on Etherscan. It is quite elegant. It is very good. There's some parts that they use this technique called like bit shifting in order to pack more data into like the available memory or something. It's kind of wonky just to read, but I mean, mathematically it fully makes sense and it works great. So there's some parts that are a little hard to understand. And also so much of it has to do with things that aren't even relevant anymore. Like the Bitcoin free claim, the adoption amplifier, the referral system. So a lot of those like launch mechanisms aren't even part of it anymore. But yeah, that's where I learned a lot of the techniques that I know with Solidity. Are you going to put together a good front end with stats for all the perpetuals and the poly contract is done? Yeah, maybe. I'd love if someone helped me with that. Can someone explain if this Icosa bug affects poly positive? Yeah, so it decreases the Icosa yield that we would have earned because the bonus that we thought we were going to get, we're not getting, which is, it's uncertain what the bonus would have been because it's measured based on the percent of the total supply at the end that your stake represents. And so our stake might have gotten a 15 to 20% bonus on our Icosa yield. But there is a bug in the calculation for the bonuses, and so there won't be a bonus. So that's really all. So that last 20% of the Icosa yield is basically what we're giving up. It's still earning all the Hedron from the hex stake, the hex stakes. It's earning all the hex, and it's earning Icosa. So not as much Icosa as original. So basically, it doesn't impact much at all. Just a little bit less yield. So that means that the market's going to be pricing in that little bit of incremental yield that we're missing out. And no big deal. Sucks, but we will survive. Positive, negative. Yeah, it's generally neutral. It sucks, but it's like, it could have been like this anyways. So it is what it is. Is that bug our fault or Icosa contract? Well, it's in the Icosa contract. I'm surprised I didn't catch it. I didn't really check. So like, I didn't check. So I checked more the logic of the thing. I didn't check some of the like just kind of infrastructure math, like the functions that are relate to just like how it handles division with these things with different number of decimals, basically like how it handles that like division scaling. I didn't so rigorously do that because usually those things are picked up in software tests. And so I didn't necessarily look for this. And also on testnet, my stakes were so small that bonuses weren't even part of the calculation. And since the minimum base stake thing works, which is based on a similar calculation, I just assumed that the bonus calculation also worked. So it is in the Icosa contract. I do wish that I would have found that earlier, but even if so, there wouldn't really be anything you could do about it. It's set in stone. It's immutable. Maxi gets 10% bonus though, and 4x Hedron. Yeah. Oh yeah. But it can't stake it because it's just hoarding. Obviously, Polygon will be minted, but not done yet. So what does that currently stand dollar value to Maxi Deci? I don't know. What is it? The It's like probably like $3 or $4 million. And Deci was 810 million hex. So no, there's 550, 123 times point. What's the hex price? 0.03. Okay, Deci was 16 million. So Poly is about a quarter the size of Deci. Thanks for explaining. Of course, no expectation, fellas. But if you know Alex like I know Alex, then you would know he's mad, disappointed in himself more than anyone. I have faith that he wants to make us all happy. Patience. Oh yeah, dude. I mean, I can totally like. Oh my, that's gotta feel horrible. That's like literally your worst fear. It's like I have those same like literally a fear of like something like that. It's like, you know, it's like where like the general mechanics are sound, but then like just some weird division thing that has a huge effect. But luckily, this is a limited effect. This is, you know, so yeah, I totally feel for. And you know that it's like things like that help push people to greatness. Like, you know, it really comes down to like, it's something my mom used to always say. It's like it would always be like, okay, like it's what you do next that counts. And so that's, you know, this is probably going to be the domino that creates some massive push forward. And I will be there to support him through that for sure. Not even the auditor caught it. Well, I think he did say that the Icosa contract wasn't audited by the formal auditor. They did some kind of like community auditing. But yeah, and this, I guess, was something that changed last minute. But also, I mean, you know, the auditors sometimes don't get like, no one knows that system like he does. The auditors can perform tests that let you know that like certain common failure cases are resolved, but in terms of the logic behind how stuff works, it can be tough, you know, to even rely on the audit. Luckily with our contracts, because it's like they basically just like wrap other contracts, and like they're a lot of the structure and the parameters are just so simple, like 1-to-1 mint, you know, no bonuses at all, so you don't even have to think of bonuses impacting anything. You know, like just directly calling contracts, like simple rules. There's not like the scope of auditing ours are quite limited, and so the auditors don't necessarily need to be like subject matter experts and understand the like fine dynamics. It's like what they're really looking for is that the math adds up, the privileges and the operation of everything, like everything goes in sequence, and then and that it's not like, you know, that it's following all the industry standard libraries that help resolve like most of the issues. So it's kind of what it is. What does it mean for polyminters? That our Icosa earnings are going to be just a little bit smaller. Just headed home. Hey, Jog, who love and trust Alex? We're going to be plowing into poly like we are. Have you thought about people pooling Icosa to bid on Watts NFTs? I did. Then Java said he'd chop my head off if I did, so I don't know. No, I have. There's a whole lot of ways to add different dynamics and package the different strategies that the icosahedron system unlocks. There's various ways to package these strategies in tradable tokens. So truly any and everything is possible, but we will take things as they go. And also, you know, there's also other awesome ideas for kind of the next thing to build. They're even unrelated to you know, the stake pool stuff. So we'll keep pushing forward, and then maybe as that stuff is demanded, or maybe if there's some change or something. But not for now, at least. Good things to come for us all. The essay shows today that there's someone looking out for us all. Yeah, you know, that's a like That's a direct benefit that you can achieve from the risk of centralized supply. It's like literally, that's like a textbook example of like the benefit that you gain by bearing the risk of holding a token with a centralized supply, like things like that. Like that's, which is great. That's why, all the great coins in the ecosystem have that quality. Hex has that with the OA. Hedron has it with the Hedron deployer, or the source address, and Team has it with the mystery box. So it's quite good. Like Richard Pryor in Superman 3, where he messed up the decimal place in the code. I had my like optical physics professor would always tell a story about how like someone came in and they're like, they got a 95 on they got 5 points off because their equation had the decimal point moved over. And then the guy complained. He's like, oh, it's just off by 1 decimal point. Like, could I, just get like a 99 instead of 95 on this exam? Like, please, like, I was so close, just 1 decimal point off. And the professor's like, okay, I'll change your grade. Then when he published his final, he gave him a 9. And he's like, or he gave him a 9.9. And then the student comes in, he's like, what? You told me you were going to fix it. He's like, oh yeah, I just shifted the decimal over 1 place. No big deal. And so there is some humor in decimal point math. Ja, were you the one that pointed this out? I agree, Dip Kitcher. It may be the catalyst to bring our communities closer. Maybe two can put your minds together on the next thing. Yeah, I'll definitely try to help. Like, I'll give them some ideas related to, ways to mediate things. Leave Watts alone. Leave Watts alone. I sent a DM on Twitter for Maximus. How do you curious to think? Dude, I don't look at DMs as minimal as possible. My DMs are full of people trying to send me phishing links. So, like, I generally don't look at DMs. You should definitely share it, though, in public. So it's pretty wild. A lot of these have started. So we're looking at stakes starting on day 1 of the auctions. So how many just started? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, that's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. And I'll share it as I bring stuff up that is relevant. Mm-hmm. Commander Whitehead said, I was just thinking about buying a lot of those cheap lots of NFTs and then burning them to increase my pool ranking. Greedy me. Buy a lot of cheap. Yeah, good. Then you see, you don't want to be the one burning them though. Like you want other people to be burning. You should trick other people to burn theirs. What's the function of mitigation on poly exercise to add that mintable hedron to our stake? So you run one, it's called mint instanced, and then you run restake leftover. Tonto, I hope you got some Red Bulls for something. Gonna be a long night for the Executor. Well, I do not need Red Bull. And you shouldn't assume that I'm the Executor. I think if I was the Executor, I'd be sitting here bullshitting on a stream. You tell me, what would you do? Gas fees, ergo poly. The catcher needs to devote all his effort to getting Pulse Chain online. I don't know if I'm capable. They just need to go on a bender. Okay. What are you more bullish on, team or poly? I'm probably team, to be honest. I love all of them. I love Lucky the most, but I'm probably most bullish on team. Yeah, so you guys think Icosa will fork? I don't think so, actually. I think it's small enough to not worry. As the ghost, as we rich fam, how much hydrogen has been burned. Gold key, losing crypto, I don't know if I like a second completing. I'm gonna tell him. I mean, everyone can express themselves. If you looked into the code, he may have found the bug, complaining now. It's kind of sad and it's not good. Yeah, and we'll let him know. Everyone can express themselves how they want. Oh, back to working on pulse chain code. What you munch on? Eating some popcorn. Is the executor bidding on everything? So far, the executor appears to have not made any moves yet. Blue One asks, how are the bids going? Let's take a look. So here is a way to look at all the liquidations. So why don't we do one where, what do we care about? Look at liquidation ID, ID of the loan. The hex stake is going to have stake ID and stake shares. I don't really care about the stake amount. Stake days, they're all basically 5555. So let's, liquidation day is active. Current bid. Okay, so fit all of them. Let's see how many there are. So starting at number 34 and then going down all the way to number 429, scrolling all the way down. Wow. So there are over 600 active auctions right now. So that's pretty incredible. Let's do some rigorous analysis right now. Boobo Masters poly cleanup underneath WNEF. I don't know. I haven't seen the bidding record on the other chains. I'll have to look it up. See how much poly's been minted in the meantime. $1.283 billion. Total token supplies. Yeah, 1.284 billion poly. Wow, just had a big couple of mints right now, around $1 billion. Wow, 30 minutes ago we had a 3 billion. Let's go poly. Let's check out water. $21615. water minted. That's crazy. Is there no way for us to view ETH WHSI's app? Icosa only supports mainnet. Yeah. You can look at them on the block explorer. Yeah, it's actually very difficult to bring it in, to be honest. You have to do it manually by the contract, which is a big pain in the ass. Yeah, literally. Dang, how's Poly doing them? Well, I've built tools for the Executor that lets them more easily navigate that stuff. But those currently are not public, so not sure. You just have to read from the contract. Is Tangent the Bond Scott of Hex? I don't know who Bond Scott is. Well, does anyone have any questions about anything? So I may actually hop off the stream now. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna hop off now. It's great chatting with you all. Overall, issue with Icosa Contract, yeah, no big deal. It's all good. Just play the cards we are dealt. All right, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you soon.